This sound like Lucy with the braids, period. What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. This video is going to be more something informational or whatever you take it as. I'm going to try to pack as much information in this video as I can. But first, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me and hit the notification bell so you can always be notified whenever I do post a new video. So this video is going to be about explaining how I dealt with COVID. As everyone in the whole entire world knows, we are in the middle of a pandemic, and this pandemic has been going on for a year now. I actually looked on Facebook at my memories, and I made a Facebook status about COVID last year around this time in January. It's February now, but I made a post about COVID last year, and we still going through this pandemic. Like, I just hope and pray it's over by the summer, because I just got some hot girl shit I just want to do all summer. I was diagnosed with COVID in January, and my symptoms were not like how other people's symptoms were. So I was feeling like I had a cold, and it was like runny nose, sneezing, watery eyes, congestion, no cough. I didn't have loss of taste and smell at the time my symptoms first started coming on. I didn't have a fever or anything, but I just was feeling like, I think I just got a little cold. So anytime that I'm feeling like I got a cold or something like that, I take Emergency, which I will go ahead and show it right here if you don't know what it is. But I think everybody in the world knows what Emergency is, because it is so expensive right now, and it is very hard to find because everybody's trying to, keep their immune system up so they don't get sick. It's flu season, it's cold season, it's just a lot of seasons right now. And anytime, like I said, I'm feeling sick, I go ahead and do my emergency shot in the morning along with a full cup of orange juice. That's just what I do. And I also stay hydrated. That's the main thing you want to do, is stay hydrated. So I was feeling the symptoms, and I'm like, okay, I just got a little cold, do my emergency shot, and, stay in good spirits. So the next 3 days, like, I started feeling like I had fever. I started losing my taste and smell. My nose was congested. Like, I was just feeling sick, but I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I need to go to the ER. I wasn't feeling like that. So I called my mom, and she was just like, okay, just go get tested. So I was like, I ain't got no coronavirus. I was kind of in denial a little bit about it, because I'm like, heck no, I don't have no freaking coronavirus. Like, but I did go get tested. I went and did a self-test at CVS. They have it where you can just drive through. They put the stuff in the thing, and you swab it or whatever, and then you go on about your business. So I did that, and by that Saturday, I found out that I was positive for coronavirus. And by that time, I was like, I didn't have any taste or smell or anything like that. Everybody's symptoms are different, because there was an outbreak at my job, and my coworker's symptoms versus my symptoms versus the next person's symptoms were different. But the headache you get from COVID is nothing like you ever felt before. I woke up with a headache, I went to sleep with a headache, and I had like body temperature, like a fever. Like, maybe it was like a low grade fever, because when I would get my temperature checked at work, I was never in fever range. But it was like I was always feverish, always had a headache. And then I started experiencing the chest tightness and the shortness of breath, which I still have some of that now. You still deal with COVID even after the 14 days. So I don't give a what the CDC says. 14 days or whatever. The doctors say 10 days, you're not contagious, but you can still test positive for COVID for up to 3 months, depending on how bad you had it. You can still test positive for it even after 14 days. So I say, do not go around nobody until you feel completely better. Don't put it in your mind like,
oh, I got my taste back, I'm good.
No, because you can still feel better, but you can still pass it on. So I stayed in the house for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. I stayed in my house. I didn't go anywhere. I did grocery delivery. And then once I got my negative test back, I was fine, but I was still experiencing the chest tightness. So I was sent like an inhaler, but the headaches, oh my gosh. Like I was popping Tylenol like it was candy. Like the headaches would be so bad, my eye, like the pressure in my eye, it was bad. Things I did, like I lived, like some people don't have, even after COVID, they say they still don't have taste or smell. I didn't have my taste and smell for the 3 days. I know for a fact I was sick, and then my taste and smell gradually came back. When I worked in pediatrics, parents are always calling, oh, my child is sick, they're not eating. We always would tell them, we do not care about you not eating. We want you to stay hydrated. So I was drinking water all day, every day. I made sure that I laid in a prone position, which prone is on your stomach. I made sure I moved around. I got up, came downstairs, moved around. All that really does affect your body when you're sick. Laying down, not getting up, and all that kind of stuff. So I made sure I laid on my stomach. I made sure I, moved around while I was in the bed, turned over on my back and turned back over on my stomach, took deep breaths, coughs, because if you stay sedentary while you are sick, that's how you get pneumonia. Simple. Some people think, oh, I just need to lay down while I'm sick. No, you need to get up, take you some supplements, and move around. Stay hydrated as much as you can, as much as you can tolerate. But if it's anything that you just feel like unbearable, I can't breathe, the Tylenol's not working for my temperature, and all this other stuff, you're worsening, go to the ER. If it's that bad, go to the hospital. But mainly stay hydrated. You can't taste or smell your food, so that'll kind of turn you off from eating, but it did not turn me off from eating. I was still eating everything, but I made sure I stayed hydrated, most importantly. Now, I say it took me 2.5 weeks to get completely like, okay, I feel better. That 2 weeks, 14 days stuff, I don't even know why they say that. I'm just gonna say this. Just be careful. Be very careful, because especially if you go out, if you're still going around being in big crowds and stuff like that, do not be surprised if you get COVID, because you're out, you're around people, and I mean, that's how things are passed around, not only COVID, but colds, flu, all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to be out, just be prepared for what could happen. I'm not going to say it can't happen, but be prepared for what could happen if you still, going out and being around people or whatever. So, and then just be considerate of the people that live in your household. I made sure I stayed in my room. I wiped down all touch surfaces with bleach, alcohol, everything, because I don't want that stuff lingering on my surfaces. Like, I don't want coronavirus again, period. I don't want it again. And I've lost family members from COVID, and it's just how it affects you. It may not affect the next person, or the strand virus of COVID that you get, the next person might not get. And you just don't want to chance that. If you feeling sick, just go get tested. Please go get tested. If you feeling sick, or if you experiencing any of the symptoms that are listed right here, please go get tested. Please. Like, just go do it. Like, you don't want to be around people and you have COVID. Like, don't be selfish and stuff. And if you was around people and you had it, I wasn't around nobody. The only people I was around were people at work, and that's where the outbreak happened at. But if I was around people, I would definitely let them know, like, hey, I tested positive for COVID. You probably want to go get tested, because they might have family members and friends that live with them, or their kids and all that kind of stuff. And how COVID affects older people and younger people, kids are very different. So just be safe and considerate to what you doing on the outside, and bringing it in your home. They were offering us the COVID vaccine back in December. They didn't have any information for us about the COVID vaccine. They didn't know when they were getting it. They didn't know what company was going to be delivering it, or what company was going to be making it. We had the option at work to accept or decline it, and then they came to work and administered the vaccine to the residents and staff. But just because you get the COVID vaccine does not mean you will not get COVID. And let me say that again.
Just because you get the COVID vaccine does not mean you will not get COVID.
I don't know why people think that, oh, it's going to stop me from getting it. It's not. It's just like any other vaccination that they give. Just because you get the flu shot does not mean you will not get the flu. Just because you get any other vaccines that you get does not mean you will not get these diseases that you are being vaccinated against. What the vaccine do is it helps your body build antibodies and immunity. So if you are exposed to COVID or if you get COVID, your body will fight it off a little bit better. I am not here to push vaccines on everybody or anybody, but I'm just saying some people have it in their head, oh, if I get the vaccine, I will not get COVID. That is not true. Some people also think, oh, if I get COVID one time, I won't get it again. That is also not true, because one of my coworkers was diagnosed again within the last year. Just be mindful, be careful, make sure that the things you're reading are factual and actual and not satire articles, or the research that was performed is legit. So, you know, just be careful. That's all I have to say. I'm just blessed that I didn't have any major side effects from it. After effects, side effects from COVID, I'm just, you know, thankful that it wasn't worse. As far as work goes, be careful with that as well. And when dealing with your employer, when you have COVID, ask them questions. Ask them questions. What are y'all offering me when I'm out for 2 weeks sick? Do I have to use my PTO? Do I have to use my vacation days? Are y'all offering hazardous pay for these 2 weeks I'm missing? That was my experience with COVID. My symptoms were at its peak for about 5 days, and then it kind of, you know, dwindled down. But then that chest tightness was still like, it was there. I felt like I was 600 pounds walking down the steps. But I would recommend anybody doing a virtual visit with your doctor. A lot of insurances are covering virtual visits. Just talk to them, let them know your symptoms, and they may can send you in something like an inhaler or some steps, you know, whatever their treatment process for COVID is for their patients, they will let you know. But just go and be seen, because you can have pneumonia and not know it. People ignore coughs, shortness of breath for months, and it turns into something else. So just take care of yourself, especially in this season. It is flu season. You can still get the flu. You can still get a cold. People can still get sick, but that don't mean they necessarily have COVID. But just take care of yourself. And if you are still going to go out and enjoy life, just be cautious. Just be cautious. But that's all for this video today, guys. If you have any questions about my experience I had with coronavirus, just leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see y'all later.